What's going on, guys? Scar coming at you with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, we're going to be diving into a deck that is what I'm calling odd red. The name is not because it's an odd bunch of cards that we're playing put together for a red deck. The reason why is that the deck plays 1 cost, 3 costs, and it plays Obosh. So the goal of the deck is to pretty much play a lot of 1-drops, a lot of 3-drops, and then play Obosh so that all your creatures do double damage. It's an interesting mixture of 1-drops and 3-drops. It's like your typical mono red 1-drops and 3-drops. It's just that we're not playing any of the 2-drops that are good in mono red currently. We're not playing Embercleave as well. We're not playing Torbran either. So the deck focuses on getting your 1-drops and your 3-drops, and then putting Obosh out to hopefully finish off your opponent, or even, you know, shocking your opponent in the face for, instead of 2 damage, 4 damage. The deck is very interesting in the way it works. It's kind of cool to kind of play a weird balance of 1s and 3s. It does feel weird at certain times because, like, let's just say turn 3, you only have a turn 2 play, so you're left with 1 mana open. But I mean, the way the deck works, you shouldn't have that. The overall, the game is very good. It's what you expect from a mono red deck. There's nothing really super crazy that jumps out, other than the fact that Obosh is really there just to kind of do Obosh things. But enough talking about that, guys. I just want to go one other little bit of news out there. We're about to hit 250 subscribers on the channel. I thank everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. Very crazy that when I start posting consistently 3 times a week onto my YouTube channel, that, you know, even going to what we are currently on the channel. But I'm trying to do something special for you guys for when I hit 250. So if you want to leave me a question down below in the comments, I will try my best to answer any of the questions that are put there. Just kind of give you guys a little bit more background of who I am as a YouTube person, I guess. I don't really know what to call myself. But to kind of, you know, if you want to ask me anything to kind of give you guys more of a background what my history as Magic is or anything like that, let me know down in the comments below. But enough said, guys. Let's move on to the deck. Let's see what this deck's all about, kind of like what's in it, and, you know, then get into the gameplay. So here is what we have for the deck list. Like I said, it pretty much looks like every mono red deck, except for the fact it's missing the 4-drops and the 2-drops. Overall, it's like a mixture of the Cavalcade red deck and the normal red deck that you see that plays all the 1s, 2s, 3s, and whatnot, and the Embercleaves. But like I said, we play the Obosh in the deck. Obosh is our companion, and his companion ability is that we could only play cards in our deck that have odd converted mana costs. So everything in our deck has either 1, 3, 5, 7, so on and so forth. But because it's mono red, we're not playing anything super duper expensive. Everything's either 1 or 3 drops. Just on the basis of, you know, a lot of the red cards aren't super expensive for what they do. They're pretty straightforward. But the deck itself is pretty interesting in how it works out. So you start off with the Obosh, the Pyre Piercer, just for the ability to make our sources that are odd converted mana costs do double the damage to that permanent or player. You start off with the Fervent Champions because it's like one of the best red 1-drops out there, because it's a 1/1 with first strike and haste, and every time another knight attacks, you give it +1/+0. So if there's multiple Fervent Champions on the field, you pretty much buff them. So combine that with something like Obosh. Now instead of these 1/1s, they are now 2/2s, which then do 4 damage to your opponent's face or permanents. Then you got the Grim Initiate as well. It's yet again a 1/1 for 1, but it also has first strike, and when it dies you get to amass 1. So the token itself is, I believe, even cost, so it doesn't get the effect of Obosh, but the Grim Initiate's actually the bread and butter here. You also notice that, like, the first strike is actually very interesting, because if your opponent tries to block with something and Obosh is out, first strike strikes first before the opponent's creature does damage back to you, unless their opponent has first strike. So if they chump with like a small creature, you first strike, you do the damage first, you maybe kill off their creature if it's a 1 or 2 drop, and, you know, you do, you know, this leaves unscathed. So definitely cool, and the ability to get a token even if this dies is still pretty solid. Scorch Spitter, because yet again, even if you swing in, you're still doing damage to your opponent's face. With Obosh, it's doing at least 2 damage to your opponent's face every time it taps for attacking, as well as whatever, if it gets through, it also deals the damage it does by attacking. Shocks, because yet again, a little bit of spot removal is good, and it's a 1-cost 2 damage spell to any target, as well as with Obosh, you can maybe shock your opponent's face, maybe finish them off as well. Tinge Tree Dodger, because it's another 1-drop that's a 1/1, also has haste, and you can also tap 1 down and give it unblockable by anything except for Defender. So it gets around a lot of your creature-based decks that are currently out there in the format, and definitely is guaranteed to get yourself into your opponent's face more than likely. After that, we have Annex, yet again, because Annex is definitely a solid card. It's like your bread and butter card, because everything's has decent devotion, so your annex could come out on the board at least 4, 5, 6, if not higher, depending how wide your board is and if there's any board wipes. Definitely a solid card, and the ability to create 1/1 tokens when your red sources die is definitely another solid thing. So he's really like your big, I'm gonna hit you in the face with him card in the deck, just because, you know, you get it at a 4 or 5, you put it Obosh out, and you know it's hitting for 10. So anything that hits it is going to definitely get hit for at least 10. I mean, the only problem is it has a small little toughness, so if something big hits it back, it could technically kill it, and then you'll get a whole bunch of 2 1/1s instead. So that's the only downfall. Then Bone Crusher Giant, because it's a 2 cost, burn damage to your opponent, creatures and or face. And then the second ability, this is actually why it's good, because it's a burn card and also a creature fruit. That's a 4/3. Yet again, you're probably your second best creature in the deck, just in the cost of that it's kind of got protection, because your opponent's not going to want to target it, especially when Obosh is out, because it's going to deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. So if they try to burn it or bounce it or do anything like that with the spell, it's going to do 2 damage back normally, but if Obosh is out, it deals 4 damage. So it's like definitely like off guards, like off like guards of like trying to target with the spell, especially like by the time you get Obosh out and then you have this out, it's like if they target this, you know, they're probably already low at life. Then you have Light the Stage, because it's like the best draw card for red, just because it's 3 costs normally sorcery, but the spectacle cost, it's like if you do damage at least at any time to your opponent's face, you're gonna at least tap 1 and draw it, you know, and draw 2 cards, or exile the top 2 cards until next turn. You can play those cards. Definitely is a solid draw card for this deck, and yet again, it's an odd spell cost and could be cheaper if we do damage. Phoenix of Ash, just in case your opponent has anything on the board that you don't want to really attack into, Phoenix of Ash can fly over, as well as being able to buff it. If you know you have nothing to do with your mana, you can buff it to make it +2/+0, so it's at least a 4/2, and swing into your opponent with an Obosh out. You can at least hit for 8 possibly. And the idea that if it does get killed at any point, you can exile, if you can exile it and 3 cards from your life, exile 3 other cards plus and pay the 4, and you get it on the back on the battlefield. That's a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's definitely a good solid card, just in case they play any board wipes or anything to kind of like that resets your board. Heraldic Banner is another good card for this deck, because not only is it a mana source that costs 3, it also buffs all your creatures of a chosen color, which in this case we choose red, just to kind of buff our creatures. So you take the Fervent Champions, Grim Initiates, Scorch Bitters, Tin Street Dodgers, Annex, Bone Crushers, Phoenix, and they're all just that one power better. So in reality, you add 1 more point of power, then when you double it with Obosh, they're doing 2 more points of damage to your opponent's face and their creatures. So definitely a solid card, and just because we don't play a lot of land, it's kind of like a decent card to play as a source of mana to play maybe Obosh, maybe that turn sooner. Like if we play this on turn 3, have a mana for turn 4, we can play Obosh by turn 4 in theory, on how this deck works. Then you got Castle Embereth, just for the fact that you can tap it for red mana, or you can tap 3 down and all your creatures get +1/+0 into turn, which is a good card, especially if you're very wide to maybe finish the game off and get the damage in. Then after that, it's just 19 mountains. That's it. That is the deck. That is odd red. The gameplay is fairly interesting. I actually did it before I actually did this part, so the deck overall performed fairly well. We did get at the end kind of get stuck against the opponent who played a lot of big things that we just weren't able to get through, and the only problem is if you run against so the only downfall is to run it into anything like a Quest and Beast, where our things may get be able to do more damage. Quest and Beast pretty much prevents anything with the power 2 or less from being able to block it. So that's the only downfall with the deck, is just if you run into a mono green kind of stompy style deck, it does unfortunately kind of take a back seat. But if you attack them fast enough, by the time maybe they play 1 or 2, it could kind of slow down your opponent maybe from attacking in and using the Quest and Beast as a blocker. But like I said, overall the deck performs fairly well. It performs like a red deck would, in the sense that you're probably winning more than you're losing. So it's definitely a good solid choice to maybe play a different style mono red deck that is outside the meta. Yet again, it's another mono red deck, I know, but I actually could see this being the mono red deck that kind of stays around after things rotate out. There's not really much in here other than Light the Stage, so you could probably add in some other things. Like you could always add in Cathartic Reunions or anything like that, where it's like the 2 costs, draw cards for red, and then all it requires you to do is discard a card. So I mean, you could always discard, like your Phoenix of Ash and put into your graveyard, as well as drawing 2 cards. There's some things that you kind of spin around, but I mean, other than that, I think everything else is pretty good. Tin Street Dodgers is another card, but I'm sure there's other cards that we can replace it with and whatever would come out. But like I said, this deck is pretty solid future proof. The deck overall performs fairly well. And like I said, look at the mana breakdown. It is 27 creatures, 3 instants, 4 sorceries, 4 artifacts, 4 enchantments, and 22 lands. The 4 enchantments are the demigod, which is the annex. But we average out 2 mana because we play 19 1-drops, 19 3-drops, and that's it. So we average in the middle at 2. The deck, like I said, performs very well. It draws very well. You can pretty much keep any hand that's 2 mana or higher, which is, I would say 2 or 3 mana is probably what you want to keep. Just because you'll eventually draw into your mana, you'll draw into late at the stage, you'll draw into something to kind of get you into like deeper into your deck, and just have fun with it. So I'm gonna go next into gameplay, kind of show you some gameplay and how it plays out against other decks in the meta, and then yeah. Opponent goes first. The hand is keepable. I mean, we only have 2 mana, but it's definitely playable, so we'll keep. See what is going on. Alright, we got a 3rd land, which is good. I think we Fervent Champion and swing. Make our opponent attack at least. Do they block? Probably not. Next turn we Fervent Champion, swinging for double. It's fine. They can't block both. Okay, that's an issue. Yeah, we play all 3 because they can't now swing in and let their Johnny live. Though if they play the whatchamacallit person who like makes them gain life, then that could be an issue. I think they're looking at our board and they're like, I mean, the only thing you can do is sacrifice their Owl Seed and, you know, strike them with Pride Mate. And give it protection as we block with everything. Alright, we got Daxos. Doesn't gain life at the moment until they play another creature. Question is, do they decide to get aggressive? That is the real question here. The thing is that they don't, nothing happens here. I'll block here. I'll get my token. It's perfectly fine. So I'll get my token. I think next turn we definitely play our Annex. Our Annex is definitely good. Yeah. We'll definitely play Annex just because it'll at least be a 4. So definitely it can definitely stop all their stuff that they currently have on the board. I mean, depending on how many 1-drops they have, I mean, we'll sit back. Though I can definitely chump into Johnny regardless and do enough damage to the point that I can block it completely and get some tokens out of it. They're definitely in a pickle here. Next turn it's 10th Street Dodger and Sprite Scorch Spitter. Alright, they got a gainer. That's fine. Gain a life. Another Owl Seeds. It's fine. Yet again. I mean, I'd definitely make them sacrifice an Owl Seed to protect their Johnny. Or I can just chump for now. That's fine. I mean, that's not doing anything here. That's gonna be bothersome. It's not giving him any more strength. Heraldic Banner is good. I could play this. Save red, so all my red things become that much stronger. And then I could play like a Scorch Spitter or something. And just make him that much more of a problem. Or, yeah. Plus, that means that gives me more of a chance to hopefully draw an Obosh, or draw mana for Obosh next turn. It just makes everything just that little bit better. We're gonna hold back, of course, just because Daxos just block a Fervent Champion. They're gonna definitely gain a life from the Soul Mender. They have less cards than I do. I think it'd become an issue if I play Obosh here. I'm actually surprised they're not playing Loris, though. No, they haven't played anything that's over 2. Healer's Hawk. Okay, so they got something to go above. It's still perfectly fine. All right, 7. It's fine. I mean, what I could do here is I could double block if I decide to attack in. I mean, definitely could get a token out of this. Do I want a token? I mean, they're gonna sacrifice an Owl Seed to pretty much that, gain another life. So this would definitely be 8. They can do 2. Just give it protection. It kills both of these. But it's tough. We'll do here. Right. I want to see if we can get the Obosh out, because the Obosh would just cause mayhem to this deck. They don't have anything with haste, so it's not the worst. Though if I play Obosh, this becomes just so much of a problem for them. That's not a land. This is definitely ping in them for at least 1 guaranteed damage. Which I'll do. And I can get the light at this stage and swing in. And at least get 2 in, because they can't block it. Right? Yeah. They don't have anything with Defender. Get my 2 cards, hopefully a land. And then next turn we get... Yep, there we go. Perfect. And we got definitely a land for... Definitely a land for Obosh. Yet again, I can't block with the token. Bird, it's fine. They're gonna swing in, of course, over the air. I think I may just throw the Grim Initiate back into him, because I don't think I'm that afraid of it. In that sense, because they can't give it trample, so I can just chump all day. These would definitely take out all their stuff that would normally gain life, so that's not an issue. They are going to swing for 2 in the air, so that's something I can't prevent. Make this bigger. But the minute I drop Obosh, it would pretty much... Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright, so they're committing. That's still fine. Still fine. Resolve. I could actually legit let most of this damage go through. What is this? 1, 2... Past the blockers. I mean, I'll block down these guys. They're not going to get any life from that. And then these guys... we will let the Daxos go through, because that's the only thing I'm not really worried about. They can't pump in enough to kill me. Press to damage. Okay, so they don't got anything at all to kill those. It's fine. It's gonna do a little bit extra damage. Resolve. Pass the damage. They're tapped out. I think Obosh actually maybe wins me the game. Maybe, I say. Because Annex, unfortunately, can't get through. Alright, so they block here. They gain 1 life. We'll definitely attack in here. And then these. Oh, why not? The little one. Well, we'll keep the 1/1. It's fine. It's Ajani's pumped up. They have nothing to give it protection. Next turn, all my red stuff becomes that much stronger. They're 13. Annex could actually take out their Ajani. They have nothing to protect it. So they're gonna sit back and not attack. They may attack for 1. I think I'm too wide though for them, to be quite honest. Maybe. I think that's risky. I mean, they also don't know I have another Heraldic Banner in my my hand, so first game us. Opponent goes first. Our hand's okay. What are they playing? They're not playing a companion. Okay, so we'll keep our 7. We have a Grim Initiate turn 1. They're playing mono black of some sort. They're playing Rakdos. Okay. So there's a good chance that they're probably gonna play Cat next turn and sacrifice it. I mean, our play would be that turn. Okay, they got that. Maybe they have a burn card. All right, they have nothing to do in response. I think I Grim Initiate, and then next turn I play late at the stage if I get through for damage. 3. Mayhem Double, okay. Now this is where it gets interesting, just on the basis of I'm definitely gonna play that. They're tapped out. We go to combat here. We attack all in. Now the thing is, what they'll probably do here is they'll go to block one of these 2/1s. All right, so they didn't block, so I think they saw through that. We'll get 2 more cards off the top, because why not? Why not dig? We'll play 10th Street Dodger and say go. Our opponent got off to a slow start, I think, unless they went all in on this Mayhem Devil. I'm not 100% sure what is going on here with their deck. They're at 3 mana. I think they know that Obosh is coming soon if they don't do anything. A banner would be great off the top. It would just make everything just that much better, because it would make everything at least 2 and make these definitely 3s. I mean, they're not going to sacrifice their Mayhem Devil, at least right now. They may do it in response after blocking to absorb damage, but they're not going to do it immediately. I mean, if they have a second Mayhem Devil, double Mayhem Devil could actually be very strong, just on the basis of they'd be able to sacrifice. All right, that's perfectly fine. No blocks. You're still gonna sacrifice. You're gonna probably king the other one. It's an okay play. I don't think it's a good. I think it's an okay play. I don't think it's like a great play. They're tapped out as well, so we go in for another one of these. Activate. Next to combat. We'll swing it for all 4. We go to blockers. Do they chump block is the question. Next to damage. Interesting. Maybe they have another take my card spell. The thing is, what we could do here in response is if they just try to take one of my cards, that's perfectly fine.
Won't lie, I'm a pretty great pyromancer.
All right, create 2 1/1s. That's fine.
They're so cute.
Pass to attackers. So what they're gonna do here, regardless, they're gonna sacrifice them both completely. So I don't think I'm gonna burn my burn spell. Maybe hope off the top of my deck that they get a card. They're gonna do 2 damage anyway, so it's all good. I'm probably gonna kill these guys. I mean, I could have killed them in response, but they could have also done something in response. That's fine. I still amass, and they'll probably get the other one. Oops. I know. Banner is great in this situation because I choose red. We'll do this. We will swing in with everything because why not? We have the advantage. I'm just gonna go all in. They think I'm, for the most part, tapped out. They probably will block. Bad move, I guess. Make you sacrifice it. You can kill one of my things that haven't done damage to you. That's fine. I get an untap guy now. Oops. Good game. I mean, if they can gain life, I mean, that's the only thing they can do here, because I have a shock in hand. They can attack me. But there's no way that right now, with the way they're doing, there's nothing they can really do. I mean, they could get a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker. They have an act of treason in their graveyard. So that's a thing. It's perfectly fine. You can sacrifice all my things.
Hey, these little guys are great.
He realizes he's at 2, right? And he has no creatures on the board. Good game. Opponent goes first. Hand's decent. Nothing that's great. I mean, we definitely have a burn card to light up the stage if we really, really need to. Nope. Blue. Interesting. I wonder what we're playing blue-wise. Alright, that's fine. So, mono blue flash, I think. As, blue-white flyers. I would like to see, we got a response. I mean, I'll attempt. I mean, it's either they have something they can play instantly. All right, perfect. Oh, I already played a land. That's fine. That's fine. Next turn is a banner. We'll play the banner from here. Cool. You're tapped out. That dies. You only get 1 flyer over my head. Banner is probably the stronger play here. Bird's fine. I guess it's flyers. There'd probably be a quench. If I'm guessing, it's maybe control-y. But we're not gonna get any. There's no downfall for us playing banner. They're not gonna block. We gain 1. We can't block them in the air, so might as well swing in, because what the heck. Next turn could be banner again. We'll play a 4th land. I'm not really 100% worried. Let's see what happens here. I mean, I think they have something. Another one? You can counter it. Oh, it stayed out. Nice. Well, I'm not going to give you anything to get, you know, the benefit of having something to get more counters. So that is that. All right. Another bird. 2 mana open. I don't think I played the Annex here. I think I played the Annex here, actually, is what I mean. Not... Annex? Swinging for 2? Swinging for 2? Alright, that's fine. A bouncer. Now, the thing is here is part of me wants to play Obosh. Can I play both? I think I play both. Play Annex again? See what they do about it. It's like, do you counter it? I have 3 mana open. I mean, I have another one. It's very big decisions here. Nice. It's exactly what I want you to do. I wanted you to counter the Annex so I could play the Phoenix. And now you'll stop attacking me in the air. More than likely. Annex? That's fine. It's like I kind of see your plan here. Good game. Opponent goes first. Hand's playable. It's red. Okay. Gain a life. Well, I guess they're gonna lose a life. I guess that's a thing. Simic of some sort? Maybe Simic, Simic mutate? Alright. 4 color mutate? A 1/1. Nice. Get rid of that, then they're 5/5, can't attack. Still get in for 1 point of damage. At least get the damage in this turn. They're gonna play their Love Struck Beast, which will slow me down in the air. Or on the ground. What we'll do here is we'll just kind of play our Heralds. We'll just tack in for that. They can't attack here unless they play a 1/1. They could have an Innkeeper. Alright, that's fine. Gain 2 life, play another Love Struck Beast. I'll take the 5. Or not. Stomp them out. Say go. What I could do here is if they play another 1/1, I could actually get rid of it before they decide to actually attack. It's fine. We're still good. Mana? Oh, mana! If they don't do anything, they may be dead next turn. Oh, they probably haven't. They probably have whatchamacallit though. All right, another one of those. That's fine. Still fine. I mean, I can chump. I think they're going all out, but it's fine. I'm not dead. Cool. What is that? 13? 7, 13. No blocks. What do we have? We have 2. 2. That. No. Yeah, I gotta do that. Because that'll be 2, 4. It's fine. You can block it all day. It's more of a chump at the moment. I think I still. It's 4. 2 shocks is 8. I don't have an Ember Cleave. What do they think I have? This is the first loss, so it's not a big deal. Yes. I don't have enough burn. They gained a life, which kind of messed me up. But if they didn't gain life, we would have had that. So after all the gameplay, like I said, the deck performed fairly well. We pretty much were able to just take advantage of our opponents that we played up. I know a couple of the early decks were kind of like very interesting decks. We got past the mono white life gain style deck. We got past like it looks like the blue white flyers deck. We struggled on the last deck there, which was the kind of like stompy style big creature deck, just because the Quest and Beasts were able to overpower our creatures. We just weren't able to get to Obosh soon enough to kind of get into our opponent's face, and the life gain does, of course, in a red deck doesn't help because that makes us have to do that much more damage. But like I said, the deck overall performed fairly well. It is definitely a fun deck to play in the current meta if you just kind of want to switch up, if you're like mono red, or just want to play something a little more aggressive, maybe just to kind of grind up the last few ranks, because as we're approaching the end of the season, you know, you want to play a deck that's going to get in and out of games pretty quickly. But guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified when I post more videos on the channel. I appreciate you guys being here, and have a good day.